We have to take care of that. It's like in all these international discourses, people have been saying, like was said yesterday in the IHEU General Assembly, that America and Somalia are the two countries which have not signed the declaration, and everybody laughed, as if America and Somalia are the same, as if America discriminates against her citizens like Somalia does. But this kind of indiscriminately putting together names for the farce and the fun of it, it's a bit irresponsible at times. So is the case with all the big people that we come across. They are very complex persons, and the question of Gandhi is also similarly complex. It's not black and white. We have to recognize it. One may be on one side or the other. I mentioned that to say that Professor Desai is working with the Harijan Sevak Sangh, as well as a strident. Desai will. Can we invite already the speakers listed first?
Yes.
That will save us some time.
Bagu. You take care.
One change from the program in your hands is instead of Mr. Navdeep Singh from the Asian Rationalist.
Friends, our previous speaker of the session has brought before us the enormity of the problem. United Nations is supposed to be leading the whole mankind, but what's happening there and the sorry state of affairs brings us to the reality that as humanists, our work is very hard, and we must try to understand each and every aspect of the problem that we want to focus in this session on the problem of untouchability. Unless you understand properly the issue of caste in India, it's difficult to grapple with the social reality. Actually, untouchables are not so much part of the caste system, but they are included more for exclusion rather than giving any rights. There are threefold, dimensions to the problem of untouchability. The first is the social exclusion, then humiliation, a sort of subordination, and exploitation, which brings us to the issue of the politics of caste system, the social aspect, and the economic aspect. Caste pervades the whole life of a person in India. At the time of elections, people don't cast vote, it is said, they vote their caste. And how the caste issue is exploited in politics and more so in economics, for economic gains, that will be highlighted by the panel of prominent activists who are here. Then there are the two issues I think they will touch upon, the issue of caste and class. I think the caste and the class, they overlap. The Marxists also thought that one day caste will disappear and there will only be one class, but that has not happened. I'm sure our learned speakers will throw some light on that also. And lastly, the issue that was highlighted in Durban, whether the untouchables is a race. Now the Indian government has been maintaining it's our internal affair, and we are trying to remove the label, but the position the others have taken, as humanists we have taken, is that this will be considered bracketed with as racist. Whatever that's happening is part of the racism, and that should be tackled on that count. Well, we have here Mr. V.B. Rawat, now already a familiar face here. He has been quite active. He's a Dalit activist. He works in Delhi, and his main quality is wherever and whenever there is any attack on the Dalit community, some rape or some violence against the oppressed class, he'll be the first to go there and raise demand. Not only that, he'll mobilize people and contact the authorities to do something in the matter. So recently he had given a very good analysis of what happened in Vienna, how the Dalit Sikhs have mobilized under the Dera, and that is a very interesting piece. I think most of us would read about it. So he has one organization called the Social Development Foundation, and will be very much pleased to hear him. I have with me our friend Bhagwat Singh, who is based in Birmingham. He is connected with the Asian Rationalist Society Britain, and he has been quite active in mobilizing the problems of the immigrants, particularly the lower caste people, Asians who have come to Birmingham and settled there. And most of the time of his life I have seen him spending, so working and offering solutions to the problems. So I think it will be very helpful to us in this session. And Mr. Satpal Munnar is going to speak on racial discrimination, ethnicity and caste, which I said whether they belong to one as a racist or what, as a part of the caste system. And lastly, Dr. Sudhir Hindwan is a professor of political science in Punjab, based in Chandigarh, and I'm sure his views will enlighten us to understand further the issue of untouchability.